Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're going to dive into some of the world's most incredible, most iconic cultural experiences.
So, are you ready for a world tour in like 5 minutes? Seriously, let's do this.
Okay, so here's the deal. We're not just going to tick off a list of countries. No, we're going to look at this a different way. We're exploring the globe by experience. Think about it. The stuff that connects us all, no matter where we live.
So, here's what's on the agenda. We're talking massive global parties, unforgettable performances, epic competitions, and the museums that hold our shared history. And then we'll wrap it all up.
All right, first up, global celebrations. This is basically where the whole world gets together to have some fun.
And we are starting big. I mean, how big? We're talking about the world's largest beer festival. Yep, that's Oktoberfest in Germany. It is just a massive, massive party.
Okay, check out the contrast here. It's pretty amazing. On one hand, you've got La Tomatina in Spain, which is just this huge, fun, messy tomato fight. Pure chaos. And on the other hand, you have the Day of the Dead in Mexico, this beautiful, colorful, and really spiritual celebration honoring ancestors. They're both about community, but wow, in totally different ways.
And trust me, the party does not stop there. You've got the insane energy of Rio's Carnival, the beautiful explosion of color at India's Holi Festival, and even the wild rodeo of the Calgary Stampede. Every culture, has its own flavor of celebration.
Okay, let's shift gears. Now we're talking about performances on the world stage. And this is cool because it spans everything from ancient traditions to mind-blowing modern shows.
I mean, when you think theater, you think Broadway, right? It's really the heart of it all, the absolute center of the musical theater universe.
And, of course, just across the pond, you've got its rival, London's West End, home to legendary shows. I mean, who hasn't heard of Les Miserables?
But if you're into the classics, like the real classics, then the top of the mountain is La Scala in Milan. It's one of the most famous opera houses in the world. People say the sound in there is just unreal. And this is what's so cool. The sheer variety is incredible. You have these ancient art forms like Japanese kabuki or Beijing opera. Then there's the intense passion of a flamenco show. And then you jump to the jaw-dropping acrobatics of Cirque du Soleil or the absolute global takeover that is a K-pop concert. It's an amazing spectrum. All right, next up, something we can all relate to. The thrill of competition, the love of the game. So here we have two absolute giants. On one side, there's Wimbledon. It's the oldest tennis tournament ever, full of tradition. The all-white outfits, the strawberries and cream. And on the other side, the Super Bowl, a total modern spectacle. It's as much about the halftime show and the commercials as it is about the game itself. It's really tradition versus entertainment. But for some places, a sport is so much more than just a game. It's literally part of their national identity. Think about it. Sumo in Japan, the high-flying masks of lucha libre in Mexico, the discipline of taekwondo in South Korea, or even how huge professional baseball is in Taiwan. These are deep-rooted parts of the culture. And then, of course, you've got these legendary events that the whole world watches. You've got the insane endurance of the Tour de France, but also these incredibly vibrant and ancient traditions like the dragon boat races in China. Okay, so from the roar of the crowd, let's move to a quieter, more reflective space. Let's talk about the places that hold our shared story, museums.
And what's really interesting here is that not all museums do the same thing. You've got the Louvre in Paris, which is like the ultimate guardian of classical art. I mean, it's got the Mona Lisa. But then you have a place like the Sao Paulo Museum of Art, which is all about modern art pushing things forward. So one is preserving the past, while the other is defining the future. And the sheer scale of some of these places, it's just hard to wrap your head around. Just look at this number 3. That's how many of the world's biggest museums are on our list. The Louvre, the British Museum, and the Met. Can you imagine the amount of history packed into those walls? It's mind-boggling. And each one holds a different piece of the puzzle. You've got museums like the National Museum of Anthropology in Mexico that literally let you walk through Aztec and Mayan history. Others hold these vast collections from all over the world. And then you've got Madame Tussauds, which, is its own unique way of preserving history. A more pop culture version, in wax. Okay, so let's tie this all together now. Think of this as your cultural compass, helping us connect the dots.
So what does this all mean? Well, think about it. Festivals, they tap into our basic human need for joy and community. Performances, That's all about our love for stories and art. Sports? That's our raw passion and our drive to compete. And museums? They satisfy our need to understand our past and build a legacy. Every single one of these experiences connects back to something fundamental about being human.
Which brings me to my last question for you. After all that, if you had just one ticket, one plane ticket, one entry pass, to any of these experiences, which one would you pick? What would be your first choice? Definitely something to think about.